Hi guys, what's up, it's Charla from That Girl Cooks Healthy. So today I'm gonna show you how to make this delicious vegan style Jamaican cornmeal porridge with hominy corn. So if you like cornmeal porridge by itself and you like hominy corn porridge, you're going to love this porridge. This is one that I grew up on and I cannot wait to share it with you guys, and I really want you guys to try it and make it too. So these are the ingredients that you're going to need. See, I have some water already in a saucepan. The saucepan you need for this recipe is one that is non-stick. You don't want to use a pot that is not non-stick because potentially with porridge, as you guys know, for those of you who know about Caribbean porridge, sometimes it can stick. So it really helps to have that head start and use a non-stick pan. I also have some coconut milk. I have cornmeal as well. The cornmeal that I'm using is the coarse cornmeal. I love using coarse cornmeal. It's my favorite type of cornmeal to use. You can use fine if you want to, but coarse to me is the way to go. I have some hominy corn. It's yellow hominy corn. The hominy corn was soaked. I soaked it for overnight, I believe. Overnight. I soaked it overnight. But you can soak it for several hours. But it is best to soak it regardless, because this is going to make the process of cooking the hominy when it's mixed with the cornmeal porridge, it's going to make it a lot quicker. So I do recommend doing some type of soaking. I have some vanilla, nutmeg, pink salt, and some homemade coconut condensed milk, and also some cinnamon sticks as well. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to combine the cornmeal with the coconut milk. So I'm just going to pour that into the jug that I have there, and then I'm going to grab a spoon and start mixing it. So the goal here is to keep mixing until there's no lumps. So you want the cornmeal to be completely smooth when mixed with the coconut milk, and that's going to help with when you're adding it to the hot water. It's going to be a lot smoother and easier to pour it in. So keep stirring until you get no lumps, and then I'm going to set it to a side. So the next thing we need to do is we need to bring the water to a boil, and we need to also add our cinnamon sticks. So I'm just going to add the cinnamon sticks now and leave it to boil up. So the water just needs to come to a boiling point before we start adding in the cornmeal and coconut mixture. So it's going to take a few minutes to get to a boiling point, and then we add the rest of the ingredients. So now that the water has boiled up, I'm just going to grab the jug with the cornmeal and the coconut milk, and once I grab that, I'm just going to start to mix it at the same time as pouring it into the saucepan. So you want to keep doing that, mixing it, and at the same time you want to be pouring. You also want to continue now, once you've put everything into the saucepan, to continue to mix. It's really important now. And you also want to lower the heat as well. So you want to bring it down to about medium first of all before going to low, but I'll let you know when to put it low. So for now, you just want to keep stirring. It's really important now that you keep stirring until the cornmeal starts to thicken. So it's going to look like it's almost cooked, but it's not. In terms of how thick it gets, and it is going to take some time. You might think it's too much liquid, but trust me, for this recipe you're going to be feeding the cornmeal a lot of liquid. So just keep stirring until you get to that thick point. So now that the porridge has thickened up, the next thing that I'm going to do is to add the hominy corn. And once I add the hominy corn, I'm just going to stir that in, and then I'm going to leave it to cook, because the hominy corn takes a long time to cook. It takes about an hour or maybe a little bit more to cook. So it's really important now that you don't rush this process, and you also want to turn down your heat to low. So you want to do those things now. Just stir it in completely, and then we're just going to allow the hominy to cook. So now I'm just going to put the lid on, and I'm just going to leave a bit of a gap. So you want the hominy corn to be cooked until it's soft, and you also want to stir a few times as well during the cooking process. So I'm going to show you guys what the porridge looks like. This is about the halfway mark or so. So I'm going to remove the lid now, and as you can see, there's some skin at the top of the cornmeal porridge because I've left it as well. So what I do is I stir it every once in a while, and skin is normal. That's absolutely normal. It's nothing to be concerned about. So you just want to keep stirring. And when you keep stirring, you also want to check to see as well the thickness of the porridge. As I said before, the liquid that I started with, it may have seemed like a lot at the time, but as you can see, I've added more because the porridge does get thick. So some people like their porridge thick, some people like it thin. So this is the time when you want to keep adding. You know, you want to be doing it throughout anyway, but I'm showing you guys on camera what you need to do. So we're just going to leave it to continue to cook. So I'm going to add the lid again. I like to leave a small gap. This is something that my mom and my grandmother did, so I do the same as them. And I'm going to just allow it to continue to cook, and it's going to take about, like I said, just until it's soft, so over an hour. So I'm just going to remove the lid again to show you guys what it looks like after, and I left it for about just over an hour, and the hominy corn is really soft. And now it's time to add the vanilla. So I'm going to add the vanilla, the nutmeg, the pink salt, and then I'm going to add the condensed milk. So the condensed milk that I'm using is vegan condensed milk. It's homemade, and I like to use homemade condensed milk, but you can use store-bought vegan condensed milk for this recipe. So I'm just going to stir that in, and once I've stirred that in, it's pretty much good to go. That's how you make the recipe. It's really easy, and it's incredibly tasty. I don't know many people who make their cornmeal like this. I mean, I make it both ways. I make it the traditional way, but this is something that my grandmother and I believe my aunt used to show me how to make, and they made it, but I don't really know many people who make it like this. So if this is your first time trying it, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. I love cornmeal porridge and I love hominy corn porridge, so the two together is like heaven, and I used to look forward to it when I was younger. My grandmother used to make it, and I wanted to share that recipe with you guys because I'm very passionate about it. So guys, this is delicious cornmeal porridge and hominy corn, the best of both worlds. I hope you like this recipe. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and most importantly, make the recipe, and I will see you guys on the other side.